is when you are going out, doing stuff together, hanging out, having a good time, also fucking, but you're allowed to still do other stuff. You're not committed. That is like a committed relationship, a partner, a girlfriend, a boyfriend. And then, of course, there's marriage, which is like the next level. Ugh.
Yeah, no.
I've never been married. I've never even been engaged.
Well, don't.
It's not something I particularly care about.
I mean, I don't anymore.
Like, I never was the girl who was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to wear this type of wedding dress. Like, I never gave a fuck about that.
No.
If anything, I would like to throw...
like a Vegas wedding?
No, I actually did that. That I did. So I guess technically I was engaged once.
What, you got married in Vegas?
Kinda, not really. I mean, I didn't go through with the wedding, but
Was it your boyfriend or were you just dating?
We were dating because he was married. I didn't know it.
Oh, wait.
I didn't know he was married.
Story time.
Okay. So
let me hear this one.
So I'm 21 years old. I moved to Los Angeles. I don't really know anybody there. I get a job selling fucking timeshare from this like...
Oh, you were one of those people?
I didn't know any better. I was just looking for a job. I literally quit after 4 months because I was like, I'm selling a product that I shouldn't sell to people because this is a fucking terrible thing and it's a scam and you end up paying more in HOAs and taxes than you do on just going on vacation once a year. So don't buy timeshares, folks. Okay. So I meet this guy. He's the top salesman in the office and he is, this kind of like long-haired surfer dude. Someone from Kenya is calling me. Get the fuck out of here.
Sorry, Kenya guy.
Not now. So he is like, because he's the top salesman in the office, this guy was making like, 30 to 50K a month.
Yeah.
And so he had a bunch of cars and he was like kind of cool. Like, and so we start dating. It started off by him getting me the job and then him being like, well, I'll pick you up in Hollywood and drive you to Pasadena every morning. Like, I got you this job. I'm going to get you there. I'm like, so, and the guy lived north of, he would come down to get me. I didn't realize it at the time. He wanted to fuck.
Well, no shit.
Yeah. And he would like pick me up in a convertible every day.
Oh, fuck.
And it was exciting and fun. And so we, I don't really know how we started the hooking up part. It happened kind of slowly, I think, us hooking up. But then it turned into like we're hooking up all the time. And one of the days after work, he's like, oh, let's go to Benihana. So we go to Benihana, which I'm 21. I'd never been to one. And this is all exciting for me. I'm like in Pasadena, which is like the bougier part of LA. Yeah. It's like really nice there. And we're eating in this restaurant and because it's only two of us, they seated us with strangers at the table because it's where the chef cooks in front of you on the flat top,
Yeah.
So it's a table seats 10 and they put couples of two together at one big table and you're seated with strangers. So he's like, let's pretend we just got in. He's like, I'm going to ask you to marry me right now. And I was like, what?
Oh,
so he like proposes to me at the Benihana in front of these people. And I'm like, oh my God. Yes, let's get married. And so we like kind of get drunk, which looking back, I'm like, this is not a smart move. Because we drove to Vegas. So we're like, oh my God. And he's like, dude, let's really get married. And I was like, really? Like we were fucking around and everyone like bought our dinner and they bought us drinks and like we got cheersed a bunch. It was just really, it was really fun.
Smart move.
I have pulled the fake engagement like 6 times since then, but without actually like going to Las Vegas to get married because it's really fun. Like I've gone on fake engagement dates.
Like you plan them out?
Yeah, I've gone on a fake wedding date. I wore a wedding dress and I was like, wear a tux. And I wore a white dress and was like, we just got married. And we went out and got all our drinks bought for us.
That is an amazing idea.
Yeah, it's really smart. Just be like, we ditched our own wedding because everyone was being weird and everyone got drunk too fast and my family was fighting with his family. So here we are at the bar. We ditched our own wedding and we're just...
And now we're getting married.
And everybody buys you drinks. No, we already got married. We just got married.
Oh, you just got married?
Yeah, just married. Like I used to have a wedding dress that I just like kept around.
Did you like go all out and like bring a wedding dress? Like,
I was wearing it.
Shut the fuck up.
Go out in a fucking wedding dress, ladies.
Do that?
Why not?
So you bought like a wedding dress,
No,
right?
I bought a white. It was a Betsy Johnson cupcake dress.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's a designer.
Okay.
It was this. I bought it for a photo shoot that I was in, and it was like a dress that had like a really tight top and kind of a promy bottom, and it was all covered in sequins. It looked like a wedding dress for someone who's like me, like doesn't take weddings seriously.
Yeah, but what did you tell the date to wear? Like, do you wear
I said wear a motherfucking tux or a suit, and this kid showed up in a tux.
What, are you gonna go rent a fucking tux?
He had a tux.
No, dude just has a fucking tux.
Okay, I don't know if it was a tux, but it looked like a tux.
It probably was like a suit.
Sure. Yes.
Ain't no
And
motherfucker walking around here in a tux.
either way, it was awesome. And we went out and pretended that we had ditched our own wedding to go drinking in the bars because our families were fighting. And we just didn't pay for a single drink.
How does it sound like a new TikTok trend?
I don't know, but I'm going to make it one.
I know.
Okay. So back to the story. So me and this dude with this like surfer guy named Matt with long hair, who's my boss, I'm pretty sure at the time. He's like, we should get married for real. So we drive to Vegas
That night?
that night, like from Benihana.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
and he bought me all like I didn't even have anything with me. I was still in my work clothes. So he bought me an engagement ring. He bought I'm actually wearing it. No, just kidding. This ring's my grandmother's. So he bought me an engagement ring. He paid $800 for me to get my hair done. He flew my best friend out and his best friend to witness our wedding. Okay. He bought me a dress, which I called, I like told my parents I was getting married. Like I was like, I'm getting married today. And I did the whole thing. I was like, I announced it to my family. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting married in Vegas. They're like, wow. So he flew my friend, flew out his friend. And then they were like, we should have bachelorette parties before the wedding. So you two girls go for 2 hours and we're going to go for 2 hours. We'll meet back here. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. That's not like everything was great. And I was like, okay, fine. So I sent them off for 2 hours. And in those 2 hours, like everything went out of control. Like the boys got really, really drunk and they came back and like picked a fight with us. And it was just like this whole thing, which I realize now in hindsight, again, I was a 21-year-old and I didn't realize at the time that when you have so much money that you don't give a fuck about it,
Yeah.
that because I've been there now. Like I'm not right now this rich, but like I had times in my life where I had a shitload of money. I would have done any weird scam like this. This guy was already married. He never intended on marrying me.
So wait a minute, he already had a wife?
I did not find out that he had a wife until I
you
got
you
back
didn't
from
know?
No, I was fucking thinking I'm going to marry this guy.
Holy shit.
In Vegas. I'm thinking, holy shit, I bagged the richest motherfucker I met in the first.
That's a fucking date right there.
In the first 2 months of being in Los Angeles. Like I just moved to LA. I was living in Hollywood. I'm 21. I got this rich guy fucking proposed to me at Benihana, but like joking, but then it wasn't a joke. And we are fucking at this point, right? So I'm like, oh my God. And the sex was good. So I was like, oh my God, like, yes, let's do it. Can I have one of your convertibles? He had 3. Like, so we go to Vegas. He flies my friend out. He gets my hair done, gets my dress, gets me a ring. I mean, the ring was like $400. Like it was not a crazy expensive, nothing. You know what I mean? But whatever. So he does all this. He blows all this money. And we had like a nice suite and everything. And then he picked a fight with me the night of the wedding. And then we decided not to get married. And then like...
Yeah, it's a pretty good decision on your part.
Well, yeah, because he could never get married in the first place. The guy's already married.
Yeah.
So this was all an elaborate...
What the
I don't know why.
This was an elaborate, like, I'm going to bang this 21-year-old girl. I'm going to get fucked up with her at Benihana's. And I'm going to say, I'm going to get married because I just want to go to Vegas for the week.
So this is why. So this all happens, right? And then we come in. Oh, P.S. The $800 haircut that I got, I went black. I dyed my hair black. Like I cut my hair into like the Pulp Fiction straight across, straight bangs bob with black hair for whatever reason. I don't know. It took like hours. And then I had to deal with that after because I'm a blonde, like a natural blonde. So I was like, oh my God, I have to go back to blonde. It was torturous. I ruined my hair in the process too. But so we don't get married. We have this like awkward shit. And then I'm like, I'm leaving. I want to fly back. I'm not driving back with you. Like now we're fighting. So he flies me back with my girl, my roommate, who's my best friend. So we go back to the California. I go back to work. I'm not even kidding you. Like, so we have an awkward couple days. We kind of like sort things out. Then our boss sends us to a different office to help out, right? Me, him, and this other guy from the office. So this, again, I'm 21. Now he talks me into having a threesome with the two of them.
And did you do it?
Yes. And I was so ashamed of myself. And like, he was fucking me and I was like sucking his friend's dick at the same time. Like that was pretty much as far as it went. I didn't sleep with his friend, but like that was like we did because I can deep throat. So he was like, oh my God, just please do his dick. Like he would. I was awful.
Dude, just put it in
and
your
I
mouth.
get talked into this. I do this. I'm so uncomfortable, and then I have to go to work. We all go back to our office. And